What's up, guys? We're back here in Archeworld, and let's talk about some of the new features that have happened in the last about 4 months since we ended up quitting. And now that North America is launching, we've jumped back in to see what has changed. So sadly, not much has actually changed since 4 months. The update schedule, the content schedule has been very, very light, but there is a plus to this. The population has actually apparently looks like increased. So we take a look at the jury queue, which is something that I love to, look at for population because it gives us great information. So we have 2,104 players on the jury queue right now. I just logged in, so maybe there's a couple people behind me, but that's a lot of people logged in for a version of Archeage, right? Especially this pay to win crypto NFT version that wasn't going to last, that no one was going to play, and no one wants. That's a lot of people. That's a jury. So, for those that don't know, that are new to this game, you have to go through a specific quest line to unlock the jury queue. So it's not something that everyone does. It's kind of like hidden in the back burner, and if you don't know about it, you don't know about it. Like, you're not going to be in that jury queue. So literally, there's 2,000 people that have done this quest chain online right now. So bare minimum, there's probably about 3,000 players online, and that's crazy. Like, Archeage doesn't have 3,000 players online in any of the servers. Another thing is that all the houses are literally taken up. You cannot purchase land, you cannot rent land, you cannot have, there's nowhere. Everywhere if you go, we'll take a look and we'll see all the land taken up. And it's not land barons who are just like sitting on the land not doing anything. The land is actually being utilized, farmed, and production. So you see, these are all land plots. And almost every one of these people are farming on. Hey, is this a spot that's open? Nope, it's for this one right here. So this guy, he is being a little lazy. He's not actually doing his farming, but you can see most of the players are doing the farming activities. These are the regrade bracers. These are brand new items that got introduced into the game, and they pretty much allow you to grow archeum. There is a slot machine aspect to it. It's not just straight up you get archeum. You have to put it down, and it has a chance to fail or has a chance to proc into archeum, and then you don't know how much archeum it is. You got your pens and stuff like that. You get your standard materials. So this is the finished bracers. So they end up turning into these failed ones, so then you get your shards back, or they turn into actual archeum. So the rate is about 30%, give or take, is what we've kind of figured out. It also does appear that it is actually worthwhile. So the community has, done enough data pooling to figure out that, hey, producing these archeum rocks, these archeum bracers, actually do produce a profit, and that you do want to do that. And that's why you can see there's a lot of people farming. Like, this is pretty damn cool. Like, if you played Archeage, you know that after a month or two of the server, the entire housing population, Care Bears, if you want to call them that, it was nothing. There was very few people that did anything on their houses. They were just kind of there. No reason to really have a house. But Archeworld changes that and flips it on its head. You literally have to have a house. If you're playing this game, you have to have a house to upgrade your character. And if you don't have a house, you're pretty much screwed. Like, you need to rent a house, you need to buy a house, you need to get a house. If you don't have one of those, it's going to be almost impossible to progress your character. So they've balanced and made sure that, like, hey, get a house. If you don't, you're screwed, kind of thing. So it's working out really, really well. Overall, like, seeing the players interact with the world and the house. And then also farming, people are constantly playing the game, farming. Like I said, those 2,000 plus players in the jury queue, they're not just sitting around AFK doing nothing. They are actually out in the world farming monsters and farming materials to try and sell, because the materials are actually worth some money. And in this case, real life money. The Blue Salt token is a cryptocurrency, which you can then end up converting into actual cash. So that is really, really cool. Shocking to see that this is probably the most populated version of Archeage of all time, of any of the servers. Like, after 6 months, right? Most versions of Archeage, after 6 months, it's like a ghost town. There's no one there. And yeah, this one's not. This one has active players. And it is pretty crazy to say that Archeworld is the most popular version of Archeage, in my opinion. So one of the other things that they did add was in the City of Towers over here, they added a casino, or sort of a casino. They added this slot machine where you can go ahead and you can change up your archium for dice of the sun chips. They're going to cost you 100 archium. You're going to go purchase these, and then you take them over to these slot machines. The slot machine animation, everything is really, really lame. Like, they don't do anything. We're just going to scroll in so you can kind of see this is the slot machine. We're going to click on it. And these are very deceptive. So one click, if you read here, is going to cost you 1 token. Ooh. And then over here, you'll see the rewards. Let's go to loot so we can know if we actually win anything. But when the slot machine decides, like, hey, I'm going to be special right now, I'm going to be excited, he'll turn and glow gold. You see this one over here? This one is glowing gold. And now this one is going to cost 5 tokens now. So if you don't know any better and you just like spam an F on these gold auras, you're going to end up spending 5 tokens. So 500 of your archium here. And we can see if we get anything. Hey, we got 2 of these things. So we actually won on that one. Wow. So we got 10. So we invested 5, we got 10. So we got lucky. But one of the things is, I don't think that these slot machines are actually a positive investment. Because if you think about it this way, if these slot machines were producing positive returns on investment, then it would completely break any other version of like the archium. You would never want to do anything else besides simply stay at the slot machine all day, play the slot machine, and constantly grow your archium value. Because when you're done with this and you're done with the slot machine, you can go ahead and take your chips and go sell them back and you get your archium back. And so if you end up making more chips than you invested, we got a gold one. So now we bet 5 tokens. What are we going to get? Nope. Did we get anything? Nope. Lost. So there's also one other aura. There is an aura that is kind of like a rainbow, whitish, and that one actually costs 10 tokens. So the max jackpot on this is 1,000 of whatever you bet. So if you bet 1 token, you can max win 1,000 tokens. If you bet 5 tokens, you can max win 5,000 tokens. If you max bet 10, you can then win 10,000 tokens. So there is a high reward possible out here, but every time that I've done this, I've lost money. Like, this is just demonstration purposes. I do not think that these are positive investments. Just showing it as off for you guys, because this is one of the things that they added to the game. The other thing that they added the arena, the 1v1 arena, and then there's also a 20v20 arena, I believe it is. And the 1v1 arena, you need to be 13,000 gear score. So not everyone can access it, but the reason is you can earn BSLT. So the top 100 players every single week are going to earn BSLT. So they're going to earn real life money by playing the arena. So if PvP and 1v1 arenas is your thing, this game could produce a decent amount of money for you, if you're good at that. So there's that aspect. And then there's also Kadum. Kadum has come in and is I think it's a 50-man raid, and that you have to have gear score of 1,500. So this is the 10 token one right here. So you can see the difference in the color. So these are all the 5 token ones, and this is now the 10 token one. I really, really hate this system. I wish that they just had 1 token slot machines and then 5 token slot machines and then 10 token slot machines. This feels really scummy, because if you're just sitting here spamming F and not paying attention, you're gonna end up gambling 10 tokens, and before you know it, you just lost your 10 tokens. You'd be like, what happened? I had a lot of tokens. Well, you just lost your 10 tokens because you played on a 10 token slot machine, and see, we got it here again, and we can't even play because we don't even have enough 10 tokens anymore because we lost them all the last time we played. So let's go do this one over here. We got 5 tokens. Let's see if we get lucky, and no, does not look like it. So we are down to 4 tokens. Let's go ahead and spend all these tokens, and that will wrap it up. That is pretty much all the content. Oh, actually, there's one big thing. Probably the biggest thing is this over here in the Blue Salt shop. You can actually directly sell your archium to the game and get BSLT. So you sell 3,000 archium. If you are combat score 11,000 or higher, you can do this once a day. If you're 14,000, you can do this 5 times a day, and so forth. So it keeps going up higher and higher and higher, and you can sell more archium. And then this you take to the community center merchant, and he will give you 18 BSLT. So 3,000 archium is now turned into 18 blst.